My name is MacLeod, and I am the Bundu Basher. Hello everyone. I seem to be having some issues with my connection, so please bear with me as I try to solve that. I will try and get on it and fix it. Welcome to the Bundu Basher. Welcome to the stream again today of these little owls. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you all for watching my previous streams, and I trust you'll enjoy today's stream as well. So today we're going to be watching these little guys. Of course, I'm going to be feeding them, which is kind of the main event of each stream. I'm going to have an interview with the current CEO and founding member of Friends of Free Wildlife, Margie. So that's going to come up a little bit later. And then I managed to get a video of the owls hissing and clicking, which is what I've been aiming to do for a while, because there's no audio up there where my camera is. I just went ahead and got a little video so you guys can hear exactly the sounds they make when they get into that defensive position up there when someone gets very close. So that's all coming up in a little while. Please do comment and ask any questions if you like in the comments section. If you are struggling to see anything or hear anything, please do put that in the comments as well, just so I know that things are still running smoothly or not, just because my network is not doing very well today. So yes, please keep me updated with that if you do have any technical issues from your side. If you are joining me for the first time, my name is MacLeod. I am the Bundu Basher, and I am running these live streams of these little owls with Friends of Free Wildlife. They're a public-funded organization that rescues, rehabilitates, and releases wildlife in the urban environment. They are, as I said, public-funded, which means they rely on us, the public, for donations. I will leave the details of where you can donate beneath the video. They are there right now. So if you want to donate to Friends of Free Wildlife, those details are beneath this video in the description. And if you do that, please use the payment reference, the Bundu Basher, just so that we know where the money is coming from. They want to keep a record of where the donations come from. That money will not come to me, just to clarify. I will not be earning any of that money from the donations. They go straight to Friends of Free Wildlife. They do not come to me as the Bundu Basher, just so you know. Please also subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate you guys subscribing. And also click the little notifications bell. There's a little bell-shaped icon next to the subscribe button. If you click that, then you will get all my latest videos and streams coming to your YouTube every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That is when the streams will be. So please do subscribe, and if you are with us for the first time, welcome. Please tell your friends. I am also trying to get my YouTube channel to 4,000 watch hours. That is my next goal. That will allow me then to upgrade my YouTube channel to be able to monetize it. Like putting on the stream or other streams in the background and just letting them run, that would be great, because I get more watch time and more watch hours. In the meantime, I'm going to let you just enjoy watching these little guys, and I'll come back to you a little bit later to feed them. Enjoy. I do also just want to add that today I might run a little bit shorter. I might not be because of my network issues. I may run out of data, which will be a problem. But I hope we can get at least an hour or more in. So please bear with me. If you've just joined, thank you so much for being here. I'm just letting you know that I'll be feeding them in about 15 minutes. At about 2:30, I'm going to feed them, and it'll be interesting to see if they pounce on their food today. And then coming up later, I will also be showing an interview I had with Margie, who is the CEO and founding member of Friends of Free Wildlife. So that is all coming up a bit later. At the moment, these guys are snoozing. They're just chilled. Of course, being mainly active at night, this is not the time that they're active, so it's sleep time. But it is very interesting to watch them and to just have them on in the background as well. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Right, so I get up there and feed them. They are being fed mice, not live mice. And you will notice, as usual, they go into a very defensive position. They start moving from side to side. They lift their wings and they make a very loud hissing sound, as well as clicking their beak. That is their kind of defensive posture that they take. So you will see them doing that. As you can see, one of them actually has one of the previous mice in its mouth at the back there. Hopefully we'll see it feed. But I will be feeding them soon. I might just leave this one to feed a little bit before I go up there and put the new mice in. That'll be interesting to watch if he does feed in the view of the camera. That's not the best view we've had, but it happens. Alright, I'm gonna head up there now and feed them. You will notice they will probably try and bite me. I hope I don't get bitten. But let's see if they take their food immediately and start eating in front of us. Grant, I have seen your question and I'll get to it when I'm finished feeding them. Right, so there we are. 2 mice and 1 big rat. Again, they're not live. I nearly got karate kicked there by some sharp claws called talons. But let's see if they do start to feed in front of us. They did the other day. Let's hope they do it now. I think the one is now in the corner feeding, sadly in the darkness. But let's hope they do feed in front of us and we get to see it. There we go. Let's hope he feeds right in front of us. Grant's question. Let me just read Grant's question to you. What's the difference between an owl's feathers or wings that allow them to be silent in the air compared to regular birds? And is that a trait with all birds of prey? So owl's wings Grant, are actually, they're designed with kind of like a serrated edge, like a comb that you would use to comb your hair. That's what their primary feathers are designed like. And so that just reduces the amount of turbulence, amount of wind turbulence, so that when they fly, there's you don't get that sound of the wind rushing across the wings. So that is why their flight is quite silent. As far as I know, they are the only bird of prey that has that trait. I believe other raptors don't have that trait, but I could be wrong. So if someone does notice that I am wrong and that other raptors do have those kinds of wings, please let me know, but I don't believe they do. But yes, it's a very interesting trait in owls that they are able to silently sneak up, as it were, on their prey, because of those comb-shaped or comb-like feather configuration on their wings that reduces turbulence. Thanks, Grant. That was a great question. So you could see how that owl was using its sharp talons, those little claws it has at the end of its toes, to hold down that rat. And that is what they need and what they use out in the wild to catch their prey and to grab onto it. And then also, obviously, once they've caught it, they have to fly away. So they need sharp claws to be able to hang on tightly, so that they don't drop their food from 100 meters in the air. Yeah, these birds here. It's very interesting watching this one play with that rat. It seems like he's kind of practicing the art of killing it. Obviously, it's already been dead, but yeah, very interesting. Especially there was one point where he seemed to kind of pounce on it. So it does seem like they're almost practicing in a way, for when they actually do have to go out into the wild. But that is quite a large rat. And let's see if he does actually pull it apart and eat it, or if he just plays with it. He does seem to be just playing with it. Trying to find the right spot to first sink his beak into. It is quite great to watch though, quite interesting. It's a very big rat as well. Alright, so I have been mentioning since day one that I'd like to show you a video to give you an idea of the noise that these owls actually make when you come close to them, their defensive position and their hissing and their clicking. So I'm going to show you that video now. Try and turn your volume up because I don't know if it'll be loud enough. So you might need a little bit of extra volume, but I'm probably going to play it twice over just so you can get a good idea. But you'll hear obviously the hissing sound, sounds a bit like that, and then a clicking, almost they basically click their beaks together, and it sounds like someone's almost tapping on wood. So those are the sounds you're going to hear, and this is just their display to say, get out of here. I'm going to defend myself if necessary. So here is the video. Enjoy. So as you saw there, they all kind of huddle up together because they are feeling threatened. They huddle up together and they start moving from side to side. They lift their wings to make themselves look bigger and more threatening. And that's actually a good thing for us to see. If they were just to, kind of nonchalant and didn't really care that a human was coming close by, then that would be a bit worrying. It means that they would then be too habituated and used to human contact. So it's good that they actually portray this kind of defensive position, and they hiss and they click. So yeah, we're glad that they're showing that, because for example, if an owl box is out in the veld in the bush somewhere, and someone decides they want to go and kill the owls in it, it's happened before. At least these owls will start hissing and clicking. They'll possibly try scratch or bite, just to defend themselves. So at least they are showing that they do want to defend themselves, which is a good sign. I'll just show you that video one more time. Right, so that is the sound that you would hear if I had audio up there, which is still part of the plan. But yeah, it's good to be able to actually hear them hissing and clicking and making that sound in a defensive posture. That is also the reason this barn owl door, the entrance to this box, is so small, is because they are obviously in danger from bigger raptors and bigger owls when they are young. And if this were to be a much more open box with a bigger hole for other birds to get in, well, those birds would get in and they would attack the owls. These owls are quite big now, so they are better at protecting themselves, but when they were much younger, they were completely helpless. And against a big crow or an adult spotted eagle owl, a barn owl chick doesn't really have a chance. So it may not be good for our filming purposes, because we can only see a little window into their world, but it is ultimately beneficial for them because they are safer, and big birds can't fit through that small hole. So that is why we are looking through a little window. I am hoping that we will be building a box soon that has removable panels, so that we can actually view the entire front of the box for a period of time to watch the owls and see them in much better detail and on a wider scale. But again, we want to put the owls first, and we want to make sure that the removal of those panels doesn't stress them out too much. And so that is obviously what we have to consider going into that. It's great seeing them cleaning and preening themselves, cleaning their feet and claws and feathers and shaking out and puffing up. Yep. I am going to be, as I said earlier, I'm going to be showing that interview that we had with Margie at some point later in this stream. So please stay tuned for that. She is the current CEO of Friends of Free Wildlife and one of the founding members as well. She's been around for many years in the urban wildlife scene, and so it's good to be able to hear from her and hear about what Friends of Free Wildlife have been up to and are up to. So stay tuned. Right, so these guys are pretty chilled right now, not much is happening, so I thought now would be a good time to show you the interview with Margie. Again, she's the current CEO of Friends of Free Wildlife, and she's a founding member. But I'll let her explain herself a bit better. This is a pre-recorded interview that I did a few days ago. It might be a little bit quiet, the volume, so you might need to turn the volume up on it. But yes, we're going to leave these guys. It's about a 4-minute interview, so we'll leave them for about 4 minutes. And let's see what Margie has to say. What is Friends of Free Wildlife and what do they do?
Friends of Free Wildlife is a wildlife rehabilitation centre, which means we aim to rescue wildlife, rehabilitate wildlife, and hopefully release them in a beneficial area to the wildlife, especially if they've been in the urban area originally.
When did Friends of Free Wildlife start and what was that process?
In May 2016, Friends of Free Wildlife was registered as a new non-profit organisation. So technically that's when we started. We found premises in September of that year, and where we are now, we signed a lease and we converted 6 stables, that's all it was, into a wildlife centre. So we've been going since then.
And what is your personal role at Friends of Free Wildlife?
I'm a founding member. I've been doing wildlife rehabilitation for more than 25 years, so I've been involved in wildlife for a long time. And I'm the CEO and chair lady at the moment. So yeah, we have a lot of volunteers who came with us from the old centre, and they've been the stability that we needed when we started.
And why do we need Friends of Free Wildlife in Gauteng?
That area has and have a lot of urban wildlife. Wildlife that people don't even know exists in their areas often. So we are actually an urban wildlife centre. Yes, we do wildlife from all over the country. We're allowed to help wherever we can. But our focus is on urban wildlife. So that's why it started. And the original centre started way back in 1997. And so all the animals and things that have gone through that centre and the experience I gained and a lot of the volunteers gained at that time have seen us really well when we started anew. And yeah, people just don't have any idea really what's out there.
How can someone, just a normal person out there watching this, how can they help with Friends of Free Wildlife? What can they do?
We have a large following, very well populated Facebook page, which is great. And all we ask of our followers and supporters is that they try and support us in any way they can. That means that a lot of them become volunteers. You can become a volunteer under normal circumstances, which is not at the moment. We have regular orientations every month, and volunteers come in so they can help in that ways financially, becoming a monthly donor, helping out where they can, food, all sorts of things that we are needing at the centre. It could be baby cat milk, it could be floating duck pellets for our geese and ducks. There's all sorts of things that we can use, as well as equipment that we might use. We are always looking for gardening equipment, DIY stuff, because we try and do everything ourselves. But we also need the help of people who do printing and things that can keep our centre alive, basically.
Where can we find Friends of Free Wildlife online?
Online, our biggest portal is at Facebook. Okay, we also have an Instagram page, and we do have a website which is about to be updated, hopefully. But we do a lot of our marketing, and all our pictures and stories go through Facebook.
Well, I hope you got all of that. Some hardy-dars flying over. I do hope you got all of that. I do see that it did disconnect for a moment. Please put in the comments if you missed anything. I assume it was buffering for a little bit, but you should have got most of it. Yeah, so that was Margie. As we saw, she's the current CEO, and she's one of the people who's allowed this to happen and who's making this happen. So thank you, Margie, for allowing us to do this. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm sure a few of our viewers are as well. So thank you very much, and thank you for the work that you do with Friends of Free Wildlife. As I was saying earlier, they are public funded, and so any donation would be appreciated if you can. If you can donate to them, that would be great. But also just volunteers, they always need volunteers, as she mentioned. So yeah, please do get involved if you can. Alright, so that basically brings us to the end of our stream today. My data is going to run out soon, so I'm gonna start closing up, wrapping up. Just a reminder, please, that you can donate to Friends of Free Wildlife. There's a link in the description. You can also go to their Facebook page, their Instagram page, and their website down there as well. Please subscribe to the Bundu Basher. With these streams, we generally have about 5 people watching the streams live, which is fine. That's great. I mean, just to have 5 people is cool. So thank you all for watching. All 5 of you, or there's probably been a few more coming in and out. But yes, thank you for watching. Please do subscribe to the Bundu Basher. You can also find me on Facebook and on Instagram. And yeah, we will see you on Saturday. The next stream is on Saturday at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. South African time. This Saturday, I'm going to be showing you an interview I had with Melissa Howes Whitecross, who is a bird expert from BirdLife South Africa. So we will be interviewing her on Saturday afternoon stream. So please do tune in for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you then. And thank you for being here today. I'll put the donation information on the screen for the last few minutes. And hopefully see you on Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Cheers.